I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It's a wonderful day, and I'm just excited to have my next guest. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Okay, so when I found out that I was going to have this next guest, I got really excited because I had to go back into my music. I started listening to I was like, what? You got to be kidding. This voice is beautiful. And I want to welcome the legendary. Oh my gosh, wait. Hold on. Before I do that, I have to stop. I have to roll back a little bit. I have to say that I actually practiced singing with Mr. Williams. I just want to let him know that he was, everybody says, oh yeah, I learned with Whitney Houston. I learned not only with Whitney Houston, but with Mr. Lenny Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I see your tambourines back there. You be playing the tambourine and carrying on?
Oh yeah.
Played in church girl. Hey.
Well, you know it. My first song was Yes, Jesus Love Me. And oh yeah. And let me tell you something. They were the one that taught me my song. So yeah, I had to be on point.
I heard that. Yeah. Well, I got to play tambourine one of these days. Yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah, please. So welcome to the show. Okay, we got to talk about how did you find yourself being in the music industry? How did that happen?
Well, I started out in church, and but I was fortunate because the church I went to, some of the people that went to the same church were Ed Hawkins, Walter Hawkins, Sly and the Family Stone, the Stewart family, Billy Preston, people like that. And so I grew up around a lot of people that sang. So I started singing in church. And then eventually, I saw the exodus of people going out, making records, we used to call them worldly records, right? In the world, secular music. And then I just kind of followed the little old path on out there. And that's how I got started, started out, doing talent shows and things like that. And people clapping. I said, oh, they like it. So, kept on coming back. Yeah.
Wow. It's so funny because I started in the church too, and I still get bashed for doing worldly music.
Yes. Yeah. But I try to explain to people sometimes. They say, "Oh, Brother William," but they call me Brother Charles because Charles is my middle name. And,
okay.
Charles, when you coming back to the Lord, and I'm like, I'm with the Lord, and and then I say, well, do you tell your wife you love her? And, yeah. And then she makes you feel good and make you happy. I said, well, that's what I'm doing. And I said, and I can take you to the guitar, the piano, and show you that the same chords that you shouting off of on Sunday, waving your hand on, is this, the same chords that I'm using. So tell me, what's the issue here? And so, right. But I think the modern day church now is a little bit better. But when I was coming up, oh boy, it was really, really brutal.
I know, and you know what, Aretha Franklin, I heard she had that bashing too. So when she came out, and then they compared her to Mahalia, saying, look at Mahalia, she never left. Right. So, I mean, I can't imagine what you went through.
But Aretha was fortunate that her dad, C.L. Franklin, was a very prominent pastor, and he, he sanctioned what she did. He said, "Oh, my baby is still with the Lord. Her name is on the rolls, and and everything." So she had, she had a father that was forward thinking, who was progressive, and so that was a blessing for her. So all the people outside making all that outside noise, she just had her blinders on, and she didn't really listen to it because her dad, being a prominent preacher like that,
right.
Gave her his blessing, but a lot of us didn't have that, and so I remember when I was living in Hollywood, we get together sometimes on the weekends, me, Smokey, Jane Kennedy, just a bunch of different people, and we would have a meeting, just to tell everybody, tell all of us, and comfort each other and tell us, hey, we're doing the right thing. And then when we go back and our aunties and, and brother so-and-so and sister so-and-so, mother so-and-so trying to tell us that, that you're walking slew-footed, that we can just, ignore that and just, keep our eye on the prize. And I think that, but like I said, the modern church, I think is more open
Yes.
and more forgiving. Yeah.
Yes, they are. They are. I just heard you say how you guys supported each other. That
Yeah.
is so good because that's what we're all about here at Dream Chasers Radio, supporting one another and bringing the interviews that people can look and say, you know what, he did it, she did it, I could do it too. It's
Exactly
an
right.
amazing
Yeah.
adventure you had. Wow. So tell me, okay, so when you first made it, I mean, a lot of people have different perception of making it, and
Mhm.
but when you first realized that you were like, okay, you were out there, I mean,
Right.
thousands of people were going to come and see you now, how did that feel, and was that something that just snuck up on you?
Well, um, not it didn't really sneak up on me because before I had a real big hit record, I traveled with Sly for a year, and so I was out there watching him have audiences of 40 and 50,000 people, and hanging out and just kind of seeing how it affected him, and
Mhm.
how they went about it. And so I learned a lot of things that I should do and then I shouldn't do, by being out there. And so I tried to be prepared for it, because I believed that it was going to happen for me. So the one thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that I knew how to handle the money, and
Mhm.
I knew how to handle the success. So I prayed about it, and I envisioned myself, handling it in
Wow.
a proper way. And so I think that a lot of times you have to get your mind ready for success for the future, and
Mhm.
so it's like getting paid. You get paid Friday. You're like, I gotta get my mind, ready for Friday because payday's Friday, and I know I gotta pay the rent, gotta pay the car note, I gotta pay the
Mhm.
light bill. Then I gotta put something in the bank, and I got $40 left. I'm party with that. And so I think that's the same way you got to do with life. You got to say, okay, I've been praying for this promotion on my job. I've been praying for whatever. You get this new house, but I've got to I've got to have a structure, a boundary, and so that's what I tried to prepare for. And and it's like I mean, I just let the Lord lead me. I try to. Sometimes I don't follow him. I'll be stupid a little bit, but most of the time I'll be trying to let him, lead me. Right.
Right. Wow. It's a blessing to see that you have had so much success, but it's not over yet.
Oh no,
It's
no,
not it's
no.
not over yet. We're still here.
Oh
We're
yeah,
still doing it. And
yeah,
that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about your new stuff that you have out now. Tell
yeah.
me about that.
Well, I try to hang out with the younger musicians. Well, I'm older, so I'm not ageist. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate against people that are older or anything like that.
Mhm.
But I do find that younger musicians have they have different ideas about how to do things. They're dealing with technology that has new sounds and things of that
Mhm.
nature. And so I try to glean some of that knowledge from them. So I had an opportunity to work with Derek Allen. We call him DOA. He just
Mhm.
produced the Kim's last album, this new album that Kim's got out,
Yeah.
and he produced Keith Sweat's latest album and
Mhm.
also Joe's latest album. So we do a lot of songwriting together, and so I've been hanging out with him. And then I had the opportunity to reacquaint myself with Levi Caesar, who
Mm.
played guitar and bass for Prince in the New Power Generation band for about 12 years.
Wow.
And so I knew his family. His aunt Dorothy Combs was the original lead singer of "Oh Happy Day" with
Mhm.
Edwin Hawkins Choir, and so I watched him grow up, and so I kind of reacquainted myself with him, and so we just started doing a lot of writing together, and it's just been really exciting. So I was, he said, "You always down south. What is it about being down south?" And I said,
Listen down here. Yay.
"Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I said I love the people, I love the food, I love the atmosphere, and most of all, I like the Southern girls, right?" So then he said, "Well, let's write a song about the Southern girls, right?" So we did
Wow.
that, and then one day I went by the studio, and he was like, "I want to interview you." So he interviewed me for a couple of hours, and then he called me up a couple of days later and said, "Hey, you, your kids are all grown. You've been married for 40 something years. You own some property. You own your rights to your publishing and all your songwriting rights. He said, "Look like you're doing fine." He said, "Let's write a song about fine." And so we wrote the song "I'm Doing Fine." So just so that's how a lot of my new music comes about. Just through conversation.
Right.
And so just having conversations, and then looking at the book of what we talked about, and then trying to write something about it.
Wow. That is so wonderful. I love that. I just love how it just kind of naturally flows. Hey, we're fine. Let's write a song about it,
Yeah.
Hey, that
Uh-huh.
is wonderful. Wonderful. So everybody's asking this question. At least I am. So I'm going to be everybody. And I'm just
Yes.
going to ask the question.
Okay.
What do you suggest for people who are coming up after you, like younger and maybe me and people my age? I mean, what do you suggest we do as far as like, maybe meeting other people, networking? Do you suggest that?
I do. I think that, like I give people ask for advice. I say, well, perfect your craft, whatever that is. If that's being a personality, or working in radio, television, or being an artist, singing, songwriting, whatever a particular, asset of the music business, perfect that. And then, I said, try to be nice to people, have a good personality. And, sometimes you might even have to work on that, and then, because I use an example, like you could go to a radio station and, there's somebody's receptionist sitting out front, and you want to see the program director or whomever. So you're a little snotty with them. Right. And then you come back 3 years later and they're the program director, they're the boss. They're the ones that put the record on, and so, yeah, so it's always nice to be nice to everybody that you come in contact with in the business. And then I say, I try to give advice that people should avoid substance abuse at all costs, because it can erode whatever talent that you have. It can erode it. It can also cause you to have some embarrassing situations. And you wake up the next day or the next week and, did I do that? They saying so so those are the main things that I tell people. But definitely networking. And then, you have so many advantages today with the internet and with all the technology that reach out. You can network with somebody, all across the globe, really. You can write songs with somebody in England if you have those capabilities. So I think that it's good advice. Yeah.
Definitely good advice. Mr. Williams, I want to thank you so much for going along with your career. You've touched so many people. You've made so many babies. I'm just
Yes,
gonna say
right, right.
that.
I didn't have to take care of them though, right? Yeah,
You didn't have to take care of those babies. No, no. You're the uncle.
I can do that. I can wear that moniker proudly. Yes.
That's right. And I want to thank you so much for being on this show. I appreciate you. And definitely, I want to thank you so much. Where can people find your new music?
Well, I'm on all of the digital outlets. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, you name it. And we're there. So if you just go Lenny Williams, all the music will pop up, and then people can also reach me at on my website, lennywilliams.com. I'm also on Netflix, not Netflix. What they call it? What is not? I saw say Nutrisystem. What's over the end? I can't think of it.
I don't remember.
Okay,
There's so many of them, but you're everywhere. I mean, if they Google you, they can find
Twitter,
it. Right?
I'm on Twitter and whatever's out there, I'm on it. Right? Yeah, and I check it every day. Right? I was gonna say Netflix. Right? Yeah.
Well, Netflix. Why not?
Yeah,
but
right.
just why not? Are you thinking about doing maybe a movie about your life?
I've been trying to write down some stuff. Right? Yeah. I think it would be kind of interesting. So. Some exciting stuff happened,
So we'll keep that in prayer that you will be on Netflix.
Yeah.
How about that? You never know. You just might have foreseen your future.
Yeah, my mama, some stuff my mama don't know about. Right? Yeah, I could write about. Yes. When did you do that? When did you do that? Yeah.
When did that happen?
Exactly right. Well,
wow. Well, Mr. Williams, thank you. That's funny. I can't wait to see it. I'm telling you, you just keep writing stuff down. You just never know.
Never know. Exactly.
You just don't know. Well, Mr. Williams, again, thank you so much for being on the show. And I appreciate you. All of his information will be on our website, dreamchasersradio.com. And the interview will also be up there if you've missed it and listening to this. And you just want to see us, because we are going to have a video. Yay! So it'll be on Amazon Fire. It'll also be on Roku. It'll be on 100.9 FM. And it'll also be on 1580 AM iHeartRadio WCCF. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And Mr. Williams, you have made my year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And it's been a pleasure. The pleasure was mine, believe me. Hey, whoop. All right, then. Until next time, guys, don't forget to what? You know, I've been saying this since 2006, and I mean it just like all the time. Just dare to be different all the time. All right. Bye.
I dare to be different.